What is up, you guys at YouTube? This is Bradley the Gaming Mole here, and I am I'm talking about the things that I'm shooting for in terms of YouTube. To not only, hopefully help the channel in the long run, but it's really just the things that I pretty much want. And I have reasons behind each and every one of these things. Unfortunately, from the looks of things, that pretty much on Nintendo's side, they're kind of saying no, you should go for this instead. And I think you guys know what I'm talking about when I say this. Anyway, goals is I guess is what I should title this. I've been spouting about these a lot of times and how I couldn't get them. Wasn't able to get them because I have no money, and even now I have no money. Insurance is, I have to say this, insurance is a pain in the butt. Even now, I still have to pay insurance. I somehow got away from my old insurance that was wanting me to pay $408 for an insurance premium because they shot up after 2 years. And I ended up now paying a much cheaper price. But at the same time, I'm wondering if it's even worth it, because it's just not. Because I don't even know if I can use it or not, or where it's actually available at. Compared to, the last insurance I had only being available at this one particular hospital, but at least I knew where to go, and at least I knew what was covered, because everything was laid out in black and white. Here, not so much. I haven't received much of a notice. All I did was just pay something, and I was supposed to expect something in the mail, and nothing has came so far. And it's been a good 14 days since that's happened. Okay, anyway, back onto the goals. I should probably reorder these, but I'm just going to go down the list as to how I order them. Order them on my list. The first goal, a new PC video card. Like I said, I talked about this plenty of times, assuming people actually listen, that they know I've talked about this plenty of times. But I do need a new video card. Problem is, I never really have the money for it. Besides that problem I have to deal with is what kind of video card I actually need. I was first going based off of what was listed on the Killer Instinct 3's system requirements, and I saw the minimum requirements. Even though the website says, you qualify for the minimum requirements. No, I don't. If you've seen my Killer Instinct 3 video where I tested it, and I believe I tested it twice, basically the game was barely running at 30 frames per second. Barely. Actually, it was running way slower than that, and that, for Killer Instinct 3, while I can deal with 30 frames per second, I don't think anybody online can deal with me being ultra slow, and I would probably pretty much lose every single online match unless it was that whole AI bot mode thing that you can do. I don't even know if people even still play that anymore. So I went based off that, and every time I looked up that one video card, I found, it's way too expensive. They want me to pay $500, $600, $700 for this. So I went, no. Then I kept finding video cards other people were recommending me, and they were still $500, $600, $700. I don't think I have that kind. I know I don't have that kind of money, and I know, considering how much I make from YouTube now, compared to back when, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago, compared to like then versus now, I would never be able to catch up to that kind of money. Because by the time I would make that kind of money to get that video card, there would already be a much better one that would be out, and that would cost like what, $1,000 or so. Who knows? Another thing is that I kept seeing this one advertised by Raptor, which is an AMD Gaming Evolve app that you can get. Well, you can pretty much download it, and it usually comes with PCs that run AMD type video cards. It kept advertising a coupon, like you could use like your points that I'll never be able to save up. You can use your points to save up for a Sapphire R9 270 graphics card. I think this card's been here for years. I think it's been there for years, but is it really a good card? I mean, it's still being advertised. And nowadays, I see that card going for like a reasonable price, like the price of a console, but it's not the price of like next gen consoles, and you know those prices would be like $500-$600. And of course, my last issue with video cards is whether or not I'll have that right card, because I don't even know if my PC will actually be able to fit it. I'm pretty sure it should fit in my PC. I mean, there's a lot of space in there compared to my older ones. But would it connect to the motherboard or whatever? I read up so much information on video cards that it's just insanely confusing as to what you're supposed to do when it comes to that. In fact, it pretty much says like, you can pretty much sum it up as, when you buy a video card, just expect to take it back to the store and return it, or send it back to whoever you bought it from online and return it for your money back, and try and get a better get the right video card for your PC. And honestly, I don't want to do that, because I always have such a hassle when it comes to buying things online, and then I end up having to return it and be like, this thing's a piece of crap, it doesn't work, or whatnot. And they'll be like, you should send it back to us, and you're going to have to pay shipping. And the shipping is going to cost you more. The shipping is going to cost you more than you expect, and you're pretty much going to. So you're still losing money. Put it that way. That's about it. So if you can understand all that, that's pretty much my conundrum with video cards. As for the reason why I want a video card is because, there's a ton of games I have besides Killer Instinct. There's a ton of games I downloaded on Steam that aren't exactly playable due to the video card. I either downloaded it or I played a demo, and it was just like, no. and the computer, the game was like, I'm just gonna go here at a slow pace just to catch up. I don't even know how Portal plays, but I can tell you that Sonic Generations does not play that well. And I can tell you that one of the games I was looking forward to, I can't even think of the name of it right now, it does not, that runs at a very slow pace. And that bugs me. While I don't care about 30, 60 frames per second myself, I do care of the game not running at a good performance rate, a good performance pace. And it was like, with no way to actually work around it without making it look like total pixelated mess, I can't play those games. So yeah, that's why I want to shoot for a video card, and that's why that was the first thought I wrote down in terms of what I wanted to go after. As for the okay, so moving on to goal number 2. A DS or a 3DS capture card. I know people have been secretly yelling at me about, for the longest time, about how whenever I do a video of a DS or a 3DS game, You're like, oh, the quality is so much crap. I can't. It's like, this video sucks because of the quality. And I'm sitting here just working with what I have, which apparently isn't good enough for people. And apparently it's just not good enough for people. And while I don't care to satisfy people like that, I do know, like, okay, well, if that's the case, then I just need to upgrade. I just need to try and get a capture card then, because that's pretty much the quality that's being complained about. I know I've heard workarounds before, like people using like their iPhones and whatnot to record, like to basically record their 3DS gameplay. But one, I don't have a high-end phone in order to record a 3DS. I use my camcorder, and that only captures stuff at 480p, which apparently people still bitch about. Like, oh, the quality is still not good enough. And it's like, well, I don't care about that. I do care about my back having to bend over and look at this stupid small screen and make sure I'm recording everything correctly. That does bug me. So yeah, that's an issue with the DS and 3DS capture card. The other issue is that it costs $300 to $500, and I don't have $300 to $500 to throw away like that. It's been up there as one of my goals of mine, and at one time I actually did have the ability to get it, but then an emergency came up, and I was like, oh well, I better take care of this first rather than take care of this thing that I probably will not even pay much attention to. I know I could probably afford a DS capture card as the guy that still does the DS capture cards, assuming he's still doing it by the time I actually make the money to like pay for it. Assuming he does. I ended up having. I could do that because that's about like $70-$80, and I could send in my DS to pretty much get my capture card installed, and it would probably take about a month or so until I get my DS back. Who knows? But I did want to at least do that because I have more DS games than I do have 3DS games. And also, I feel like, okay, well, if I can do that, I can show off the game in proper format. Now, I know DS emulators exist, and there's probably even 3DS emulators out there, but it's not going to. I honestly wouldn't feel right playing on the emulator for those games, especially when a lot of those DS and 3DS games I would already own. And I'm like, okay, well, now I'm just basically playing the same game over again. And I don't really want to do that for a lot of the games that I have. My general issue with handheld games is that they're, like I said, they're on the small screen, and I don't even play games on the go. Even when I have a smartphone, I pretty much always play at home. So you can see why I want to go for a capture card for it. It might as well. Now, moving on, goal number 3, which I honestly am kind of sketchy about goal number 3 and 4 because of what they are. Goal number 3 is a Wii U, and unless the Nintendo, well, I've actually at this point of recording this, I've seen the price tag of $300, and so I'm pretty sure that the Wii U is cheaper than. Pretty sure that the Wii U is much cheaper than the Nintendo Switch. Especially since I saw the price tag on everything else, which was going to be like, oh my god, why? I want to get a Wii U, and pretty much my only reasoning for the Wii U is Pokemon. Well, excuse me, not Pokemon. Pokken. Because I can't really think of anything else I would want to play on the Wii U besides that one game. I'm pretty sure there's like a ton of other games I would play on it, but I can't really think of anything other than that one game. I pretty much lost my interest in Smash Brothers because of, well, how Smash Brothers turned out for me. I know a lot of people love it because, well, it's Smash Brothers. But in my case, I'm just like, yeah, it's Smash Brothers. With no real, I mean, it's not much of a single player anymore. Like, I mean, I guess I could say I'm one of those guys that was spoiled by having an adventure mode, and then you get to Smash Brothers Wii U that pretty much just has this this lame game board thing that you can't really do much with at all. But really, all I can think of for the Wii U is Pokken, and that's it. That would likely be the only game that I would get for the Wii U. Sad, yes, I know. There's probably a bunch of others, like I said, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. And goal number 4. Sadly, World of Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, whatever, and the Final Fantasy VII Remake are coming to the PlayStation 4. So I'm kind of stuck as to, okay, well, I have to get a PlayStation 4. Well, World of Final Fantasy is on the PS4, and World of Final Fantasy is on the Vita, but you cannot play that game on the Vita TV unless you mod your Vita TV, and I'm not modding that thing. That's too much of a hassle. Especially just to play one game. And everyone's like, oh, well, it sucks on the Vita version anyway. But yeah, there's Kingdom Hearts, whatever the number is now that we're at. Which I did see that movie from the, I think, was it 2.8? I did see that one movie from it, of that cutscene that basically was a movie over the mobile game, and I have to admit that movie was told a lot better. Well, the story was told a lot better than it was for the other 0.5 whatever HD remixes that lasted 6 hours. That movie lasted an hour, and it did an extremely good job with it. Anyway, PlayStation 4. I don't think I'll go for anything VR because I don't exactly care for VR, and I don't have the room for it. This room is small. Anything else I can think of? Well, I don't think there's really nothing else I can think of in terms of goals to shoot for. Well, goals to save up for. I doubt I'll actually have any help compared to what I did last time for my PC. I'll try and give an update as to saving up for my goals whenever I can. But I felt like I should just do this video because right now I have nothing else to do. I'm currently editing other videos to be ready to upload to YouTube. Oh, and that's taking its sweet time. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and you're probably going to comment saying, oh, you should just get the Nintendo Switch because of this, and this. I didn't watch the Nintendo Direct. I mean, that Nintendo Direct was like 5 hours long, and I just just give me a page summary of the whole thing, not have me sit there for 5 hours looking at all this so-called amazing stuff that may or may not happen. Anyway, this is Bradley the Gaming Mole signing off. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.